Hi students, in this video we are going to discuss about Davison-Germer's experiment. So this is also experimental verification of wave nature of electron. So we know that matter moving particle associates a wave. So okay, moving particle surrounded by some wave. So that wave is called matter wave. So what is the matter wave? The wave which is associated by moving particles. So that wave is called matter wave. Here, when the electron is moving, it is surrounded by some wave. So that is matter wave. So okay, matter wave sometimes behaves as a particle, sometimes behaves as a particle. So the wave nature of the matter wave. So the wave nature of the matter wave is verified by Davison-Germer's experiment. Okay, so wave nature of electron. So electron means this is a matter. So when the electron is moving, it associates some wave or it is surrounded by some wave. So that is called matter wave. So the wave nature of electron was verified by Davison-Germer's experiment. Okay. So according to de Broglie hypothesis, matter can exhibit dual nature. Okay, matter sometimes behaves as a wave, sometimes behaves as a particle. So it has dual nature. So the wavelength of the wave which is associated by moving particle, that is lambda is equal to h by p. So this is a wavelength of de Broglie wave. So okay, lambda is h by p, that is h by mv. So this is the wavelength of matter wave, de Broglie wavelength of matter wave. So now if we see the experimental setup of Davison's-Germer's experiment, so this is a tungsten filament. So this filament is connected to a low tension battery. This is a low tension battery. So this tungsten exhibits the electrons when this heated. So that means due to thermionic emission, these tungsten elements emits the electron. So when we heated this filament due to this battery, these tungsten elements emits the electron. So this is a high voltage battery. So this high voltage battery is used to accelerate the electrons which are emitted by this tungsten filament. Okay, this is a cylinder. So this cylinder C is acting as a cathode. So this cathode is connected to negative terminal of the battery. So positive terminal of the battery is connected to a anode. So this cylinder acting as a anode. Okay, the electron beam which is emitted by this tungsten element is collimated a narrow beam. So okay, this is a narrow beam. So this beam is allowed to fall in nickel crystal. So this is a nickel crystal. So this is a beam which is falling on the nickel crystal. So this electron beam is incident on this nickel crystal and reflects in different angles. So this is a reflection of the electron beam. So okay, this is a scattered beam. Okay, this electron beam is, so okay, the scattered beam or reflection beam of electron is detected by some detector, so which is attached on a circular scale. So this is a rotating scale. So this is a detector. So in this detector a galvanometer is placed inside that. So what is the use of the galvanometer? So galvanometer is used to check the current. So okay, current is flowing or not. So the deflection in the galvanometer indicates the current. Okay. So now when the electron beam is incident on the nickel crystal, so that beam is reflects in different angles. So in which angle, so electron scattered beam has maximum intensity. So okay, this is a rotating scale. So this is 0, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So in this, which angle the scattered beam has highest intensity? So that is detected by the detector which is placed on the rotating scale. Okay, this is angle phi. So what is angle phi? Phi is a scattered angle. So okay, this phi is angle between incident beam. This is incident beam. So this is scattered beam. So this is the angle between incident beam and scattered beam. So what is the theta? Theta is a glancing angle. So this is also angle between incident beam and plane of crystal surface. So this is a nickel crystal plane. This is the angle between incident beam and plane of nickel crystal. So this is the structure of the nickel crystal. So okay, different layers. Okay. So what is a theta? Is a glancing angle, that is also angle between incident beam and a plane of nickel crystal, or reflected beam and a plane of nickel crystal. So now in which angle? So okay, at which degree? So okay, at which degree? So we will get maximum intensity of electron beam. So at which angle? So that means at 50 degrees. So okay, at 50 degrees angle we will get maximum intensity of the electron beam. So okay, at 50 degrees and voltage. So okay, voltage is 54 voltage. So 54 volt. So okay, at 54 volt and phi is equal to 50 degrees. At these values we will get maximum intensity of the electron beam. That means if we plot a graph between scattered angle and intensity, scattered angle is along x-axis, intensity is along y-axis. Okay, so this is for scattered angle 50 degrees. So we will get a beautiful graph. So this graph is looks like diffraction pattern. So okay, that is the diffraction pattern. So this diffraction pattern, so we will see in, so this diffraction pattern indicates the wave nature of the electron. Wave nature. So okay, when we plot a graph between scattered angle and intensity of the scattered beam, so we will get a diffraction pattern like this. So this diffraction pattern, that means it has maxima and minima. So fringes. So okay, this pattern we will get in diffraction. So diffraction indicates that is a wave nature of the light, wave nature of the particle. So this is a wave nature. That's like, so okay, we will say that this electron has a wave nature. So okay, at which angle we will get this type of graph? That means phi is equal to 50 degrees, voltage is 54 volts. So at these two values we will get a graph. So that is a diffraction pattern. Okay. So maximum intensity. So at other angles we will not get this type of graph. So at voltage 54, scattered angle is 50 degrees. So at these particular values only we will get this type of graph. So that means we will get maximum intensity of the scattered beam at 50 degrees scattered angle and 54 volts. So 54 volts potential difference. So okay, now so what is the angle? This is 50 degrees. So this is a total of, if we calculate the total angle from this point to this point, so this is total 180 degrees. This is the theta, angle between plane of nickel crystal and incident beam. So this is scattered angle, this is also a glancing angle. This is the angle between scattered beam and a plane of nickel crystal. Okay, so this total angle becomes 180. So this total angle becomes 180. Theta plus phi plus theta is equal to 180 degrees. So theta plus theta, that is the 2 theta plus phi is equal to 180 degrees. So we are taking phi is equal to 50 degrees. Substitute phi is equal to 50 degrees in above equation. 2 theta plus 50 equal 180. 2 theta is equal to 180 minus 50. 2 theta is equal to 130. Then we will get theta is equal to 65 degrees. So what is the glancing angle? Glancing angle is 65 degrees. So using Bragg's equation, what is this Bragg's equation? This equation is used in crystals. Okay, we will study about this in higher studies. So using Bragg's equation, what is the Bragg's equation? So that is 2d sin theta equal to n lambda. So this is Bragg's equation. So what is D? D is a lattice space in the nickel crystal. So what is a gap? So these are the different layers. Okay, or suppose this is a nickel crystal. It has different layers. The distance between these two layers. So the distance between these two layers, that is a lattice space. That space is approximately 0.91 angstrom. So this is lattice space. D is equal to 0.91 angstrom. So I am substituting these values D and theta in this equation. 2D means 2, this is 2, D means 0.91 into sin theta means sin 65 equal to n lambda. N means I am taking first order, that means 1 equal to lambda. So I am calculating the wavelength. So lambda is equal to, if we do calculate, we will get 1.65 angstrom. Okay, this is experimental value, experimental wavelength. Next, according to de Broglie hypothesis, the wavelength of wave associated with electron, so that is lambda is equal to 12.27 by under root V. So at 54 voltage, we substitute 54 voltage in this equation, we will get lambda is equal to 12.27 by root 54. It will give the value 1.66 angstrom. For suppose if we take, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So these two equations approximately equal. These two are same. So that means this is an experimental value, this is a theoretical value. So both are same. There is no change. Approximately both are equal. So that means we will say that the electron has dual nature. So when the electron is moving, so it is surrounded by some wave. That means sometimes it behaves as a wave, sometimes it behaves as a particle. So this is a verification of the wave nature of electron experimental. So this is also known as Davison-Germer's experiment. Okay. So this is, so how can we find the wave nature of the electron? So from this diffraction pattern or diffraction. So diffraction pattern. So this pattern represents the wave nature of the electron. Okay. That means we will say that the electron, moving matter, behaves a wave, and sometimes matter behaves as a particle. So electrons, protons, neutrons, whatever it may be, mass particle, material particle. So it behaves sometimes as a wave, sometimes as a particle. So this is a verification of the wave nature. So okay, wave nature, is it correct or not, that is verified by this experiment. So electron has a wave nature. Okay, remaining topics we will see in next video. Okay, thank you.